Okay.
Jefferson into the open field. No one's going to touch him. Mark it up. Touchdown, Sioux Falls.
40, the 30, and he is gone to the house. Touchdown, Tallahassee.
Tipped and picked off by Colin Douglas, who's going to take it back all the way.
Pass caught, first down. What a move! Dr. Sim, get out of here! The doctor is in for the touchdown!
Welcome to the Midwest, Chicago, Illinois, inside the Thunderdome. Chicago Wildcats are going to be taking on the Carolina Skyhawks this evening in Chicago. Welcome inside the broadcast booth. My name is Eric Vinson. I will be your play-by-play commentator for this historic evening. Please make sure to stay tuned for halftime, where Commissioner Cameron Irvine will join me in the broadcast booth to make his big announcement. Once again, we've got two great teams coming from the Eastern Conference matching up tonight. Should be a great one for you. Chicago coming off a win, I believe. And we're going to go to the coin toss here. So Chicago is going to kick off to Carolina. Carolina sporting the white jerseys with the blue bottoms, white helmets. Chicago, white helmets, all black with the orange trim. Are you ready? I'm ready. Let's kick off. Let's go. From about the 10-yard line, Carolina brings it upfield, has some blockers in front of him, and Chicago will bring him down at about the 27-yard line. Mark Strike out there on the return. and he joins this Carolina Skyhawks offense commanded by Mark Biddix, quarterback number 17. Big, strong, tall quarterback to command this offense here for Heath McDaniel Jr. and company. 1st and 10. Biddix is going to pass over to the left-hand side. Got a man, first down. Sean Harrelson with the catch out there. Tagged down by Kanye Rockefeller. Going over the rest of this offense for the Skyhawks, we do have Mark Biddix at quarterback, as I mentioned. Johnny English, who's been struggling as of late. We'll see if he can get back on track. Heath McDaniel Jr., Sean Harrelson, Mark Strike, the receivers, and Cody Scott, the tight end. There's English. I spoke with him before. Not getting back on track just yet. Tackled in the backfield for a loss. The Chicago linebacking core getting in there, making a big play to start things off. Chicago coming in with a gaggle of former Skyhawks. I'm not sure if that's the proper grouping term for Skyhawks, but a bunch of former Skyhawks on the Chicago Wildcats team as English catches it one hand on a screen pass but ducks out of bounds. Will get nothing on that play, and that'll set up a 3rd and long. Chicago coming to the ball, with Kanye Rockefeller, Blake Hamrack at corner, Maurice Spurgeon, A.J. Barnes at safeties, and Espen Rial along with Clint Hendershot at the linebacker spots. 3rd and 12 for Biddix, who's in the gun with 4 wide receivers. Has time over the middle, no one there. That's going to be incomplete. Believe he was looking for a strike, but that falls to the turf, and that'll be a quick possession for the Skyhawks. So an unsuccessful first possession for Carolina results in a punt. Chicago will receive it at about the 27, misses one tackle, gets out to about the 32, gain of probably about 5 for A.J. Barnes. And as we switch possessions here, E.T. King is going to trot out onto the field. He is going to be the Wildcat quarterback. Deion Hawkins, the former Houston Hyena, is in the backfield with him. Shann Varner, team owner and former tight end for the Skyhawks. Alex Zellie also coming over for Carolina. Roderick Moore and Davius Reed, the former Roughneck. King is going to pass. He has a man over on the right-hand side. That's caught. Almost a first down by Shann Varner out to the 41-yard line, gain of 9. Carolina matches up on defense like this. Greg Reedy, Tristan Hatley at the corners. Phil Hall is down in the trenches at his defensive end spot. Jake McClellan at linebacker. Blake Herman and Jake Fraser are your safeties. As Deion Hawkins gets a friendly push by one of the Carolina Skyhawks, pushes him beyond the first down marker, and that's going to be a fresh set of downs for the Wildcats. Deion Hawkins looking for a big game. He had several of those last year with Houston. Looking to get back on track here with his Chicago teammates as he gets another handoff. Finds a little bit of a crease, gets about 3 yards. Tackle made on the play by Reedy. E.T. King comes to the line in an I formation, 3 wide receivers. He will pass. Surveys the field over the middle. That's almost picked off. Fraser was out there eyeballing it the whole time. Could not reel it in. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 7 for Chicago as we get another look here. Looks like he was trying to get to Davius Reed, but Fraser steps right in front of the route and tips the ball away. Exactly 8 minutes left to go in the first quarter of play. 3rd down and 7 for Chicago. King is in the gun, 4 wide receivers. He's going to find Davius Reed this time, and Davius Reed makes a move out to the 32-yard line. Big gain on 3rd down, and that moves the chains once again for Chicago. Davius Reed, he seems to always make some big plays whenever I call his games. Able to sidestep the linebacker there and just turn it upfield for extra yardage. Great play by the former Roughneck. Chicago coming off a loss in Baltimore, trying to get back on track. Meanwhile, Carolina hasn't had a win yet, as a handoff gets fed to the backup here. And it looks like he gets about 3 yards on the play. Bovino. Second and 7 from the Carolina 29. Under center is King, offset eye. He will swing it out to Hawkins. Hawkins has some room, spin move, gets away from one defender, gets first down yardage out to the 22. Gutsy move by Deion Hawkins to make sure he got the proper yardage. Great spin move there to evade Greg Reedy. And that'll bring up a fresh set of downs once again. Into field goal territory. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. King to pass again. Deep drop. Deep pass over the middle. That's caught for a touchdown. Roderick Moore, number 10, with the big catch in the end zone. And Chicago is first on the board. Gutsy throw by E.T. King, threading the needle, making sure that Moore was the only one that could catch it. And the black and orange strike first blood. The extra point is up and good, and Chicago off to a 7-0 lead after their first offensive possession of the ball game. So Carolina will see if they can answer after an unsuccessful first drive to start the contest. Excuse me. Up the field, Carolina goes. Strike able to make it out to the 29-yard line before he's corralled by the Chicago Special Teams unit. And Biddix will trot back out onto the field to see what he can do with this second possession. As I mentioned, plenty of former Skyhawks on this team, on the Chicago team, excuse me. Carolina playing against a lot of familiar faces. 1st and 10, handoff to English, evades one tackler, cannot get away from the second. Loss of 3 on the play, and guess who? A familiar face, Blake Hamrack. The hero of last season, propelling Carolina into the playoffs with his pick 6 on the final play of the final game of the season. 3 bunch receivers towards the bottom of your screen for Biddix. He's going to pass over to that side. That's caught. Decent 5-yard gain for the veteran Heath McDaniel Jr. Out to the 32, but that's still going to be a 3rd and 8. Clock ticking away on this first quarter. 3 receivers towards the top of your screen this time for Biddix. Has time, and he's going to get hit as he's thrown, and it falls to the turf incomplete. The defensive line got past their blockers, able to get in and ruffle Biddix's feathers. And he's hit as he's thrown, and it falls to the turf. That'll bring up 4th down once again. Johnson out for his second punt of the game. SFL Nation, please make sure to stay tuned to halftime of this game as Chicago almost gets to that one. SFL Commissioner Cameron Irvine is going to join me in the broadcast booth for a memorable announcement. Do not miss this occasion. Stay tuned. In the meantime, we have some football to watch. Chicago taking over for their second possession after marching down the field with a touchdown pass to Roderick Moore. 1st and 10 from the Chicago 36. King is in the backfield with 2 backs. He'll pass over to the right-hand side. Has a man. 4-yard gain as he's falling out of bounds. So that's Zellie on the catch, another former Skyhawk on this team. Everyone make sure to hit that like button. I know we've got a lot of people watching right now, 70 people watching. That's incredible. Let's keep it going. Everyone hit that like button. Everyone, it helps the league more than you can really appreciate as Carolina jumps off sides, free play for Chicago. As Zellie gets thumped down just short of the first down, but that'll be a free 5 yards for the Wildcats. So rather than it being a 3rd and 1, it'll be a 2nd and 1. As Phil Hall was a little antsy to get across the line of scrimmage that time. Second and very short. Carolina showing blitz. They'll come with it. Hand off to Hawkins. Hawkins trying to get past the line. Does not. Knocked down for no gain. Jake Fraser coming up from his safety spot to lay the lumber. And it's going to be a 3rd and 1 for Chicago. We'll see what this Carolina defense has in store on another early 3rd down. Handoff again to Hawkins. Hawkins has the first down. Another big hit by Fraser. As Hawkins goes down hard. But he was able to get the necessary yardage that'll move the chains. Offset I formation, 3 wide receivers, another handoff to Hawkins. Hawkins has some room on the left-hand side, evades one tackler, can't get away from the second. Thumped down by another one of the members of the secondary. Couldn't tell if that was Fraser or not. Nevertheless, Hawkins gains 9 yards, and that's a good play on first down. From the 43. Looks like another run formation for Chicago. It is another run for Hawkins. Carolina saw it the whole way. Loss of 1 on the play. Hilliard coming in and making the play, knocking Hawkins back another yard. 3rd and 2. We'll see if Chicago is going to stick to the run game. Hawkins gets the handoff once again. First down yardage to Morris. He has it on the left-hand side. To the 10, 5, touchdown, Chicago. Deion Hawkins, it was only a matter of time before he ripped one off, and there it is. Just followed his blockers all the way into the end zone for another Wildcat touchdown. And they're 2 for 2 on the ball game. Extra point coming, up and away. It is good. Chicago opening up a 14-point lead, converting touchdowns on both of their opening possessions, sending the Skyhawk defense reeling. We'll see if Mark Biddix and company can finally answer after an unsuccessful first couple drives. Strike is going to receive it at the 10. He brings it up the field, tries to spin away, cannot, as Chicago brings him down at about the 27-yard line. 2.5 minutes left to go in the opening quarter. And Chicago has come out with a vengeance to start the ball game. First and 10 for Biggs. He's got a couple backs in the backfield. Linebackers showing blitz on Chicago. They back out of it. Swing pass over to English. English can't stay in bounds. He'll actually lose a couple after catching it. So it'll be 2nd and 12 from the 25. Biddick's trying to get English going, trying to get him on track. He has had a slow going in the first few games here, both in the rushing and passing attack. As Biddix will take a short drop, has a man over the left-hand side. That's caught. 6 yards for Harrelson as he gets thumped down on the play. And looks like one of the defensive tackles is down. Kevin Owens is down. And we'll get the medical staff to take a look at him as we try and figure out what happened. I'm not seeing much. Maybe just a cramp. We are nearing the end of summer, so make sure we're staying hydrated out there. 3rd and 6 for Mark Biddix and company. From his own 30, he's got 3 wide receivers towards the top. Low snap, has some time, over to the right-hand side. The Chicago man standing right there waiting to pick it off. Somehow, it falls incomplete. So Carolina starting off extremely slow, trying to find some sort of offensive rhythm. But this Chicago defense has come out and played with their hair on fire. A.J. Barnes will be back to receive another punch. Chicago almost got there once again. Barnes fields it, gets away from one defender, and kind of drags a few more out to the 40-yard line. Good starting field position for the Wildcats. And we'll see if they can go 3 for 3 to start the game. First and 10 with 3 wide receivers bunched at the top of the screen for the Wildcats. King is going to pass. Has a man over towards the top of your screen. Spin move. He has some room on the left-hand side. What a play. Get out of here. Is that Davius Reed? Of course it is. Who the heck else would it be? Unbelievable spin move by the former Roughneck to get into the open field. Good grief. Just an unbelievable play to get away from the defender and then just turn it upfield. So quickly, just like that, into field goal range, Chicago from the 29. King will pass again. Deep pass over the right-hand side. Wide open, caught. Touchdown, Roderick Moore. 2 touchdowns under his belt already. And Chicago is running away with this in this first quarter of play. Moore is making things look easy out there as King is just playing pitch and catch with him. Unbelievable start here for Chicago as everybody is seemingly making plays. So with the extra point up and through, a 21-0 lead for the hometown Wildcats. Two receiving touchdowns by the rookie Roderick Moore and 1 rushing touchdown by the veteran Deion Hawkins. Not much offensive yardage to speak for Carolina. We'll see if they can get back on track here. Strike is going to take it from his 10, weaves his way out to the 28-yard line. And Biddix will come out one more time in this first quarter of action. First and 10 from the 28. As Biddix will hand it off to English, and English gets thumped down in the backfield. This Chicago defense came out to play today. Good grief. The defensive line has gotten in and getting some pressure on Biddix. They've swallowed English up. There's no way he has positive yardage at this point. Just a crazy start here for Chicago as Biddix is going to swing it out to English. English stays in bounds this time. Spin move and will not get away as he makes it out to the 28-yard line. Hendershot out there on the stop. Espen Royale within sniffing distance. And another 3rd and long here for the Skyhawks. Deep pass over to the left. That was a rocket out to Heath McDaniel Jr. And that's exactly what they needed to get this spark going on offense. What a rocket from the tall quarterback, Biddix. Just slips right by Kanye Rockefeller, who converted to corner this year, right over his outstretched fingers and able to turn it upfield. And with that, 1 quarter of action is in the books. 21-0 Chicago, but stay tuned. We've got more coming. Much, much more coming. Chicago shifting their defense around, showing blitz. English is going to run the ball for only about a yard. Espen Royale in there on the stop. And it's been a heck of a start here for this Wildcat defense. English not able to get anything going. Biddix forced to resort to the pass as he's in the gun. 3 wide receivers. He'll zing it over to the middle of the field. That's caught. Into field goal territory is Sean Harrelson as he makes a diving catch to help his quarterback out. Biddix put that in the right spot, and Harrelson just went down and made the play before A.J. Barnes could eat his lunch. from the 21-yard line. We'll see if Carolina can get on the board here. Hand off to English. English has a hole finally. Gets out to the 13-yard line, and that's his longest rush of the evening as he gets a 9-yard gain. Carolina fans are looking to see more of that, as he's been non-existent virtually through the first 4 games of the season. Biddick's to pass once again, gets it to English, but English steps out of bounds once again, carrying his routes a little bit too far to the sideline and can't seem to stay in bounds. Coming into the ball game, English with only 239 yards of rushing and 236 yards of receiving to his credit. Not necessarily setting the world on fire when he was a contender for the MVP last year. Offset I formation for Biddick, who has a 3rd and 5 to work with. Has some time, kind of hit as he threw, but he gets it out for first down yardage. 1st and goal, Skyhawks. Harrelson has been the go-to guy. Heath McDaniel made the huge play that sparked the offense, but Harrelson has been there every time that Biddick has looked his way. First and goal from the 6. Carolina knocking on the door here in Chicago. Hand off to English. English sidesteps through a hole, gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Finally, Carolina marches into the end zone on the back of Johnny English. As I mentioned before, the huge play by Heath McDaniel Jr. set up this groundbreaking drive and finally got the Skyhawks on the board.
Number 4 is back for the point after. Number 14 will hold the kick.
And Carolina boots that extra point through, narrows the gap to 14. We'll see if the defense can do anything against this red-hot Wildcat offense, as the Skyhawks are ready to kick off once again.
Number 33 back for the return.
Fielded from inside the 10, A.J. Barnes, dangerous return, man. Able to spin his way out to the 28-yard line. Seems to be the general rule on kickoffs here. But you never know with a guy like A.J. Barnes, who's ripped off kickoff returns before. So we get a look at Phil Hall digging his hand in the dirt, ready to take on the Chicago offensive line. King is under center with 2 backs. He'll hand it off to Deion Hawkins. Deion Hawkins has a big hole, and he has some room on the left-hand side. And just like that, he's out of here. See ya. Touchdown, Deion Hawkins. That didn't take long, did it? Just a very patient run by Deion Hawkins as he follows his blockers, and there was no one left. He could have crab walked into the end zone for a touchdown. Not to mix teams here. So Chicago setting up for an extra point. And they boot that through. So it's been nothing but touchdowns. Bit of a shootout here. But only one team is doing the shooting. Wildcats back up on top by 21. Carolina struggling to hold down this Wildcat offense as Deion Hawkins gets his second rushing touchdown of the ball game. Strike will take it from the 10-yard line, but he won't make it far. He'll make it out to about the 27. So Carolina finally got something going on this last drive, capped off by a touchdown run by Johnny English. And Biddix comes up to the line hoping to replicate some of that magic he had last drive. 5-step drop over to the right-hand side. That's knocked away. Hamrack on the coverage. As we get a look at Kevin Owens' injury, he'll be out the rest of the game. So we'll see if Chicago's defensive line can step up in his stead. 2nd and 10 from the 27-yard line. Biddix is going to be under center once again. Chicago shows blitz. Another swing pass, just a little too far as it drags out to the sideline. English can't cut it upfield. They'll mark it as an incomplete pass. It'll be 3rd and long. As we get a look at Johnny English, who's sitting on the sideline for this 3rd and long, understandably with 5 wide receivers. Biddix will pass. Short drop, pump fake, over the middle, has a man, 1st down. Dragged down on the play by A.J. Barnes. Mark Strike making a name for himself as Marks are playing pitch and catch out here. Biddix able to get it out to Strike just before the defense gets to him. And they'll set up for midfield now as the chains move. 1st and 10 for the Skyhawks. Biddix is going to pass again. They'll try that swing pass. It has not worked all game long. Still not working as it's another incomplete 2nd and 10. Once again, everyone make sure to stay tuned to halftime as SFL Commissioner Cameron Irvine will join me here in Chicago from the broadcast booth to make a major league announcement. Espen Royale knocks that ball down. That'll bring up 3rd down and 10 for the Skyhawks. The black and orange out there for blood tonight as they are all over the field talking trash, getting under the Skyhawks' skin. Third and 10 for midfield. Biddix short of the 1st down, not going to get any more. Royale with the stop. Harrelson gets 5, but that'll be 4th down. As the clock ticks past 7.5 minutes to go in the first half of play, Johnson will come out for another punt. A.J. Barnes back to receive. He'll let this one go as it takes a friendly hop for Carolina, and they'll down it inside the 10. Officially marked at the 6-yard line, and we'll see if Chicago can dig themselves out of this hole as their backs are against the wall, or at the very least their own end zone. First and 10 from the 6. I formation. King's going to throw. Deep pass over the middle of the field. That's picked off. Carolina's defense finally makes a big play as he has some room on the right-hand side out to the 19-yard line. That's the free safety, Herman, that makes a big defensive play as E.T. King was looking for Zellie. A little stop and go, a nifty little return by the free safety. And that might be just what Carolina needs to get back in the ball game. Down 21, 1st and 10 for the Skyhawks. Biddix has a man on the left-hand side. Caught, 5 yards. That's McDaniel Jr. as he steps out of bounds. So we get a look at Sean Harrelson's numbers. 5 catches, 49 yards. Very reliable receiver for Biddix so far. I formation for Biddix, 3 wide receivers. He'll take a short drop over to the left-hand side. Has the first down. It'll be 1st and goal for the Skyhawks. McDaniel Jr. making another catch. He's got at least 3 on the ball game. And this is right in Johnny English's wheelhouse. We'll see if they just stick to the pass, though, since they know what's working. And it looks like they will. Biddix in an empty set, trying to evade some pressure, finds a man over the middle of the field. That'll be incomplete. Maurice Spurgeon came up and laid the lumber on the play and jarred the ball loose, forcing the incompletion. And if he didn't do it, A.J. Barnes and Espen Royale were right there to do it for him. Beautiful night here in the Midwest, Chicago, Illinois, inside the Thunderdome. 2nd and goal from the 8 for the Skyhawks. Handoff to Johnny English, who makes it into the end zone. No, he won't. He'll get stopped just short. He got tripped up right at the goal line. Could not quite get it in there. And it's going to be 3rd and goal from about the 1 chest hair line. Instead, they'll throw that screen pass once again, and it'll be incomplete. So that'll force them to come out with the field goal unit. What a heartbreaker for Carolina on this drive, as they could have easily had that score, but somehow got stopped just shy. So this will be a chip shot field goal for Carolina. Should be about a 16 or 17 yarder. And it is up and good, officially 17 yards. Carolina lessens the deficit. Chicago still up by 18 with a little bit less than 6 minutes to go. And in less than 6 minutes, we will have that major announcement from SFL Commissioner Cameron Irvine. Please make sure to stay tuned. You do not want to miss this announcement. From the 10, A.J. Barnes. Dangerous kick return, man. Able to make it away from one defender. Makes it out to the 36-yard line. Had some room on that right-hand side. Could not quite bring it out. But Chicago will have decent field position from the 36. First and 10, empty set for E.T. King. He'll pass. Short pass over the middle. That's caught. 9-yard gain before Carolina thumps him down. Marked down at about the 45-yard line. That was Baker on that catch. Second and short for the Wildcats. Carolina playing close to the line here. Delayed handoff to Hawkins. Hawkins again with some room on the left-hand side. One man to beat. Can he do it? He will. Touchdown. Late hit on top of it. Just as Deion Hawkins was getting into the end zone. A late hit by Reedy. Will tack on 15 yards, but it'll be on the extra point, so it's not really by much. Chicago has come out with a vengeance here tonight. 3 rushing touchdowns on the evening for Deion Hawkins, paired with 2 receiving touchdowns by Roderick Moore, the rookie star receiver. And Chicago takes a 25-point lead. It's going to be a barn burner tonight, folks. Carolina desperate to get something going. Deion Hawkins, every time he touches the ball now, is just taking it to the house. Strike from the 10. Loses one of his blockers to an injury, it looks like. That's Jody Barr, the running back. And Strike was lucky to make it out to the 28-yard line. Looks like he might have pulled something there as he comes up kind of lame and then eventually just falls to the turf. We'll see if the medical staff can cure his ailment. Hopefully he'll be back on the field. Meanwhile, Biddix and company come up to the line from the 28, 1st and 10 for Carolina. Biddix, another swing pass, again with a loss of yardage on the play. You'd almost rather the incompletion, but instead, the loss of 1 just moves you backwards. 2nd and 11 for the Skyhawks. Chicago mixing things up at the line of scrimmage. They'll say blitz, but say no and back out. Deep pass over the middle. What a catch by Harrelson. Sean Harrelson is doing his best to keep his team in the ball game. Just a bananas catch as he goes up and makes the diving play. And that'll keep things going for this Skyhawk offense. High formation for Biddix. Short drop. He'll swing it over to the left-hand side. Gain of 5. That's Harrelson once again. And it looks like Shannon Stokes is going to be out of the game. Had several different injuries this game. Bit of a rarity. Second and 5 for the Skyhawks. Biddix. Swing pass over to English once again. And this time it'll be a loss of a few. 2 or 3 on that play. We'll see if they make any halftime adjustments and yank that play out of the playbook, because it has done absolutely nothing for them this first half. Biddix to throw once again. Has a man on the left-hand side. McDaniel Jr. can't stay in bounds. Gets the catch, but cannot get the first down. Carolina is going to have to punt once again on a 4th and 3. Not quite in 4-down territory for the Skyhawks, but it's getting pretty darn close. High snap, Johnson reels it in. Trying to kill it in the corner there. Carolina cannot keep it in the field of play. It'll bounce into the end zone, and they'll mark it as a touchback. Three minutes, 8 seconds to go in the first half of action. E.T. King and company still out on the field running the offense. From the 20, 1st and 10. Handoff to Hawkins. Hawkins bottled up at the line, gets about 2. And that's the first run in a while that we've seen him bottled up as we get a look at his numbers well over the century mark for this first half. Pushing the 2-century mark, in fact. Second and 8 from the 22. Another handoff to Hawkins. Hawkins gets more than 2 this time. However, still bottled up before he's able to get the first down yardage. Out to the 28-yard line. It'll be 3rd and short for the Wildcats. Carolina desperate for a defensive stop here, as the last time that they picked off the Chicago team, there's their only stop on the game, as Hawkins gets another handoff, and they will give him the first down yardage. Out to the 30-yard line, just a bit past the first down yardage. And that brings us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go in the first half, 2 minutes to go until our big announcement. SFL Nation, I know you're ready. Bear with me for just 2 more minutes of gameplay, and we will have that big announcement with Commissioner Cameron Irvine. E.T. King is going to have 4 wide receivers. Deep pass over to the right. That's caught all the way down the right-hand side. Roderick Moore has his 3rd touchdown grab of the ball game. An unbelievable grab once again by Roderick Moore. And he sneaks past the defense. Greg Reedy trying to go up and make the play, be a hero, but it slips through his grasp, and Roderick Moore has yet another catch for a touchdown under his belt. Former member of my Atlanta Swarm. Chicago's going to line up for the extra points. That is up and good. Chicago building their lead to a 32-point lead. And this is just going into halftime. We might see the number 2s come out after the halftime break. Chicago kicks off once again. Mark Strike getting his work on the kickoff returns. He makes it out to the 28-yard line. And we'll see if the Skyhawks can stop the bleeding a little bit and get some points on the board prior to going into the locker room for halftime. 80 people watching right now. That is absolutely incredible. The numbers keep going up. Please make sure you hit that like button, fellas and ladies. 32-point lead for the Wildcats as English gets a handoff. Hendershot wrestling his former teammate to the turf. As we get a look at English's numbers, and they're not pretty. Almost 200 yards for Dion Hawkins. On the other side of the table, you've got Johnny English with 14. I formation for the Skyhawks. Biddix is under center. He'll swing it out. This time they got it to work, get a few yards out to the 31-yard line. And it looks like English's backup is going to be out for some time. Torn Achilles. So it's going to be a 3rd and 6 now for Biddix. 4 wide receivers. 3 towards the bottom of your screen. Biddix will throw, has a man, it's incomplete. Looks like Harrelson was trying to make a move, but the ball got jarred loose as Chicago came up and made the play. I believe that was Rockefeller. No, that was Spurgeon, excuse me. Another former Skyhawk. Coming up to make the hit, poke the ball loose. And another incompletion for Carolina. So another 4th down, another Carolina punt. As A.J. Barnes is back to receive this kick, he'll probably get a return this time. As he spins away once, not twice, got a 3rd one. Able to make it out to the 40-yard line. .59 seconds left to go until the half, where your Commissioner Cameron Irvine will join me in the broadcast booth. As he's been saying in the chat, he'll be doing a short question and answer session with you guys. So after the announcement, make sure to get him any questions that you may have, as Dion Hawkins isn't going down easy. He rips out a gain of 9 as Chicago hurries back up to the line of scrimmage. They take their time a little bit as they hand off to Hawkins once again. Has some room on the right-hand side. Able to get away from another defender. 1st down yardage out to the 37-yard line. Clock continues to tick down. Chicago with another handoff to Hawkins. Hawkins trying to make it outside. Does. Able to get 1st down yardage. Knocked out of bounds with 14 seconds left to go in the half. Chicago trying to put more points on the board, as that was a defensive tackle that was able to make the play down the field. So with 14 seconds left to go, Chicago doesn't really want to burn any of their timeouts apparently. So they're going to try for the field goal. This will be a 43-yarder. Snap is good. Kick is away. And it is through officially from 42. Chicago putting more points on the board, as Jesus Garcia hammers home his first field goal of the evening. 45 points in one half. Ten seconds left to go in the half. Chicago's going to kick it off to Carolina. Short of a kickoff return for a touchdown. I don't see anything really happening here for Carolina to get some points on the board. 4 seconds tick off the clock as Strike brings it out to the 29. And Biddix will have 6 seconds and 2 timeouts to work with, but I doubt he'll get very far with that bit of tools in his arsenal. Not to be a negative Nancy. From the I formation, Biddix is going to throw, short drop, checks it down to English. English is going to get bottled in the backfield. And that is the half. Your score from Chicago, it's a beatdown here in the Thunderdome. 45-10. The Wildcats with a comfortable lead. As we hit the halftime show. And we bring in your SFL Commissioner, Cameron Irvine, with his big SFL announcement. Go ahead, Cam. Great night indeed. It's been a real easy one weather-wise, a real easy one for the Chicago offense as well. $45 points on the board, 430 yards of offense in that first half. But that's not what we really want to talk about, is it? Well, Commissioner Cameron Irvine, go ahead and give us your big announcement. What's going on in the league? They can't hear you. Oh, there we go. Let's try that again. Cam, can you go ahead and talk now?
Yeah, I'm talking now.
There we go.
You're really making people upset tonight.
I know.
That's why they call you the diva.
You know, that's 100% true. Hopefully, you guys still can't hear him. Okay, that's good.
Oh,
that's
my goodness
excellent.
gracious.
All right. I'm just on my own here.
There you go. Okay.
Okay. We're good now. All right. Excellent. All right. I was hoping for somebody to do that.
We have to remember that we're on a little bit of a delay here. So
it's true. It's true.
No, we're all good. Okay. I think we're all okay. I certainly don't want to start if people can't hear us, but I think people can definitely hear us, and we are not trying to troll you. Good God, we are not trying to troll you. All right, SFL Nation, here we go. The SFL is proud to announce that former NFL player Ryan Moats is joining the Simulation Football League. A verbal agreement reached last week names Moats the league's first chief brand officer and co-owner with myself. Moats says, the SFL platform has so much potential, and I'm excited to be one of the chief architects to develop and build the SFL experience to a new level. We want our user base to immerse themselves into a deep, rich experience that allows them to come back every year with expectations that anything is possible here at the SFL. Moats currently serves as the vice president of the NFL Alumni Association. Drafted in the 3rd round of the NFL draft by the Philadelphia Eagles in 2005. During his career, Moats played for the Eagles, Cardinals, Texans, and Vikings. Moats served as a senior consultant and game designer for Electronic Arts from 2005 to 2011, where he created the first authentic game entrance for the Madden series and was contracted to redesign the game's Superstar mode. Moats today is the Chief Creative Director of Moats Works Studios and the Assistant Athletic Director for Bishop Lynch High School in Dallas. Moats' resume is exactly what this league needs, a long-awaited shot in the arm. His vision for the future, to take the Simulation Football League to its greatest heights, is absolutely invigorating. For 7 years, we've grown this model, an opportunity for all to #be legendary. Moats will help us achieve just that. Expect more announcements from the league office relating to Moats' involvement, 2018 league initiatives, and new league partnerships and investors in the coming months. There you have it, Eric.
Wow, that's a heck of an announcement right there. first of all, congratulations on a heck of an accomplishment here and a heck of a way to get the league going as Chicago trying to throw it down the field. Carolina actually knocks it down. But let's go to the chat here. Let's see what you guys have to say. Any sort of questions that you guys may have, go ahead and let them loose while I have the commissioner here with me. And he will be more than happy to answer these questions, or at least try to.
Yeah, obviously this has been a great week of SFL action. We've set, I believe, now a single game viewership record in terms of concurrent viewers. We have had 3 straight nights where we've topped out at over 50. And that is something that is unprecedented, especially in the middle of a season. So we're just so thankful for SFL Nation standing up and being loud and proud. So Eric, just let me know if we have any questions in the chat, and we can talk further if we don't.
Well, it looks like Aiden Friday chimed in with the first decent question here. He said video game switch. I'm going to assume he means, are we switching games that we're using for the SFL? As Carolina actually picks that off right there. They could take it back to the house. Deion Hawkins knocks him down at the 8-yard line. Great play on defense for Carolina.
So, no, we're not switching from All-Pro 2K8. Although I can say that with Ryan Moates' background in working with Electronic Arts, it's something that has been discussed in terms of a long-term future and vision for simulation football. And,
I mean, I couldn't agree with that more. I'm still flabbergasted by this announcement. I mean, it's just groundbreaking stuff. The real BK chimes in. How did this come to fruition? Was this months of negotiation? Did you come to him? Did he come to you?
So we actually met at a sports event here in the Metroplex, and I introduced him to the idea, and we talked for a little while. We then followed that up with an in-depth business meeting, and at that point, it was sort of determined what he saw his role as in the short term and the long term. Wanted to get involved, wanted to be excited, and get back into the game, so to speak, after he had been out of the video game space for a few years. It's something that he's always wanted to take part in. We couldn't have asked for a more perfect partner to join our mission, which is to bring sim football and more specifically, AI versus AI and how exciting the game can be to the masses.
Yes, sir. As Carolina gets on the board here, they're going to line up and see if they can cut into this lead. Andy Hamilton is wondering if we will get to see Moates talk about the league in any way on the YouTube channel.
Oh, I'm sure. We don't have anything in concrete set right now, but Moates will be making, I'm sure, at least a handful of appearances to promote this league, because he is a part of this league. He wants to be involved and really wants to help make this thing grow. So, nothing concrete, but I'm sure Ryan, being on TV every week, it would not shy away from an on-camera appearance.
No, we certainly welcome with open arms, as I know we would love to see and hear anything that he has to say. Deion Hawkins has another good one here. Are there any more former players or investors interested in the SFL?
So right now, the process that the Simulation Football League is going through is to LLC. So we are in the initial stages of that. We won't be making any pitches or trying to bring on anybody further until all of that sort of legal process shakes out. So I guess the short answer to that is no, but I guess the more detailed answer to that is we haven't really pitched it to anybody yet. So I would expect a fairly lengthy process from the time of this announcement to the time where really start to see things get rolling heavy. But just know that the league is working behind the scenes on a lot of things that are coupled with this announcement that we hope to roll out by the championship game.
This is another good one. AJ Levy is asking, is there any chance that the SFL will approach 2K in hopes of making a new game?
Yeah, we this is what we're trying to do. You know, we're trying to bring attention to 2K Sports, that they have a game that people love, and they have a game that was underappreciated when it first came out. We are the biggest advocates for All Pro. We put their game on a bigger stage than it's probably been on maybe in the history of its game, outside of, you know, maybe the first few days of initial release. This game came out before esports was a thing that took off in the United States. We're trying to point attention to 2K to say, hey, you know, I think that you have a lot of people that are really interested in you making another football game, and we don't care if it has the NFL license or not. In fact, you know, as far as the SFL is concerned, we prefer that it doesn't, because
Absolutely.
in the SFL we're all about creativity and you building your legendary status, not piggybacking off of somebody else's.
Exactly. Could not agree more. Carolina actually picks off another pass. Their defense has come out to play here in the second
Skyhawks
half.
Here.
I know. This would be a huge comeback if they're able to make it and tie it up at least. Let's see. What are some of these other ones here? I saw another one. Where is it? Oh, the Oraturitan. I hope that's pronouncing that right. Thoughts on expanding to, say, a minor league or an SFL Division 2?
We've talked about it. I think right now we're focused on growing our current product, improving our current product. I think we have 16 great franchises and organizations across the league, but every team has the ability to improve. We have some things in the works of maybe some ways to put a shot in the arm, not only of our league, which is what we're doing with Ryan, but a shot in the arm into each one of our individual franchises, make them more valuable, you know, and raise their level of individuality, I guess. Put a lot of pride into our current teams. Certainly, expansion is something down the line that will absolutely be on the table and on the docket. Not completely ruling it out for Season 10, but right now our focus is on our current teams and our current model of play.
And obviously, the current model of play works for what people want to see, as we've had 80-plus people, I think 90 at one point, watching tonight, wanted to hear the plans that we have for this great league, and the great league that you have put together, and is your baby, Cam. Just a phenomenal announcement tonight as Carolina moving down the field. Biddick's finally starting to get some momentum together here. I'm trying to see if there are any more questions here for you, Cam. Let's see. Adam Fennell has a good question. Is the star system something that's important as you talk with Ryan about transferring to EA?
Well, we're not transferring to EA. I think that Ryan has a vision of what sim football should be, and that vision is what we're putting out on the field. And I don't necessarily know that that's tied to any one particular system, but the concept of being able to adjust your game plan and do all of the things that coaches can do throughout the week to accurately or adequately prepare for an opponent, I think is what strikes Ryan as something very fascinating. And obviously I can't speak for him, so I can't say for certain what his motivation is behind how he views sim football. But certainly I think that our visions align in a lot of ways. And the league is working very hard to give every single person in this league a reason to be here with us on the SFL Network, here with us on Discord every single night, and for there to be some purpose and some value in that. It's a very in-depth operation going on at the league staff level, and everyone who is deeply involved and entrenched with the SFL.
And you touched on it before. The fact that this game is celebrating its 10-year anniversary, and this amount of popularity for it is out there to watch a sim-on-sim game for created players, created coaches, created game plans, so that you could have that experience that you possibly never had as a human being. That speaks volumes right there for this league.
There's a whole nother level of, think about the next generation of kids that, unfortunately, because of football's safety concerns, are going to be shut out of football and football dreams. We're trying to give people a stage to make their dreams come true, to start out as a rookie and build through their career a superstar career. And in the 10th year of All Pro Football's anniversary, it just goes to show you that it doesn't matter what game you're playing. It doesn't matter what specific rules you have, or what what type of operation you run. If you are putting out a good product and you are entertaining people, that's what matters. And if you're giving them something that they want to be a part of each and every day, that's how you build a successful venture. And I think Mr. Moats sees that and wants to help us get to new heights. Obviously, we've done a lot on our own, but having the vice president of the NFL Alumni Association will certainly help.
That certainly doesn't hurt, we'll say that. Guys, do we have any more questions for the commissioner? He's obviously super busy. He probably wants to get back to watching the game, enjoying it as a fan. Anything else that you wanted to throw out there, Cam, while everyone's trying to get their thoughts together?
Yeah, I would just say that there's obviously a lot of energy and excitement around this. I talked to Ryan. Obviously, we still have a lot of details to work out, and really a company to start and rally around. But there's unfortunately in the short term probably going to be a lot more things that I can't speak to than I can speak to. But just know that the SFL always has everybody's best interests at heart, and is really trying our hardest to give you the best simulation football product we can on and off the field. That's why we do what we do, and that's why we're here. And I think that that's why we continue to get bigger and better opportunities as we keep up with this. It really, I don't know. I'm sure there is an expression for this, Eric, but when you just keep plugging away at something, eventually people start to notice and pay attention, and it's really that perseverance that has led to this deal and this exciting announcement.
Absolutely, and I know I speak for everybody watching, everyone busy with their personal lives and everything, not able to make it out. This is a great product. We love being here. We love every week of SFL action in any capacity that we're in, and we could not thank you enough for such a great league to be a part of. So thank you.
I'm sure we'll hear from Ryan here soon. The man is a busy man. I mean, when you got titles like that, you've got a lot of irons in the fire, and you're important to a lot of people. So I just thank Ryan for having the belief in our product, and in due time he will begin to meet our great community members and leaders, and it'll be a pleasure when that time comes.
Well, we certainly look forward to welcoming him with open arms. Obviously, everyone very excited after the big announcement today. Cam, thank you for joining us. SFL Commissioner Cameron Irvine with his big announcement. Former running back Ryan Moats partnering with the SFL for future endeavors. Cam, thank you so much.
Thank you, Eric, for having me on. Chicago has built, has a wonderful stadium here, is on its way to being a great new franchise. Carolina obviously has been a staple in this league for a long time. Great to see our teams and owners thriving, and we've got a very, very strong league at the top, and I couldn't be more proud and thankful to all of those who help along the way, because without our owners and coaches and league staff members, we would not be here live streaming with you today. So thanks, everybody, guys.
100%. SFL Commissioner Cameron Irvine with his big announcement. Thank you for joining us, Cam, as we get back to more SFL action. Looks like Carolina was on the comeback trail, but it looks like they might have left some things short as they just punted the ball away to Chicago once again. Just some exciting stuff from that announcement. Certainly great things to come for the SFL and future endeavors as former NFL running back Ryan Moats joins our family. And, we will just see what comes from that in the future. Certainly expansion is exciting. Everyone loves expansion. Bigger, better opportunities, more TV time, all that good stuff. And another pick by Carolina. Carolina is going to take it to the house. Touchdown. Just as I'm talking bad about them, saying, hey, they're done. Turn it in. Jake Fraser playing tip drill. Takes it to the house. Touchdown, Carolina. Interrupting my thoughts. I'm getting all mushy-gushy here. And Jake is just like, nah, I want the ball. Give me the ball. We're going to the house. Let's go. Touchdown. So Chicago, after a red-hot start, putting up 45 in one half, unable to score for the first almost 8 minutes of the quarter. And Carolina is on the comeback trail after scoring 2 touchdowns in this third quarter of play. See a lot of guys saying the comeback is on, comeback is on. Well, let's stay tuned. We still got 57 people watching. Plenty of people that want to see Carolina make this comeback. As they kick off once again to the Wildcats. A.J. Barnes is going to bring it out to the 26-yard line this time. And we'll see if Carolina can pick off E.T. King one more time. I believe he's got 3 picks so far today, as he's in the gun here with 2 backs. He's going to pass again. Has Davius Ree wide open. He gets hammered. A 9-yard gain, but he gets stomped down at the 35-yard line. I am so surprised that he got up so quickly from that. Second and 1 now from the 35 for Chicago. Hand off to Deion Hawkins. First down yardage and more out to the 43. Deion Hawkins over the 2-century mark in this game, if you can believe that. Just running all over this Carolina Skyhawk defense. Ironically, the defense is what's keeping them in the ball game, picking off E.T. King several different times. High snap for King. Deep pass over the middle of the field. Diving catch. That's caught by Zellie out to the 38-yard line. I can guarantee you a talking point in the meetings leading up to this week's ball game was, hey, we want to take it to our former teammates out on our home turf. First and 10 into Carolina territory, from the 38-yard line. E.T. King in the backfield with Deion Hawkins. High snap again. King is going to check it down over to the left-hand side. That's a 3-yard gain. Believe that's Shann Varner with the catch. Down 21, Carolina trying to stop Chicago from building this lead up again, as they probably won't get another chance here. Hit at the line of scrimmage as Hawkins. He gets away from the first, won't get away from the second, as the secondary brings him down. Fraser also in there on the stop. 3rd and 4 now from the 32. We'll see what Chicago has up their sleeve for this 3rd down. Delayed handoff to Hawkins. Spins out of the tackle or gets a first down. Hawkins was dead to rights, about a yard past the line of scrimmage, but somehow gets away once again and picks up another first down for his Wildcat squad. Ten seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter as E.T. King drops back, checks it down once again out to the 21-yard line. That's Zellie with the catch this time. And I was incorrect. King has actually thrown 4 picks, 3 touchdowns, but 4 picks. And speaking of 4s, everybody get your 4s up. We're going into the 4th quarter of action. Game not quite over yet, but the Wildcats are trying to pull away. They're up by 21 as we enter the 4th quarter. The final 11 minutes in this ball game from a calm Chicago, Illinois. Hawkins sneaks through the line of scrimmage, not quite able to get past the first down marker, as they'll mark him just shy, 3rd and about a chest hair. Stacking up the line of scrimmage, King is going to hand it off to Hawkins, who's got the first down and more. Out to the 13-yard line. That'll be yet another first down for Deion Hawkins. The big hefties were out there for Chicago, and Deion just followed his blockers, able to pick up just a couple of yards, but that's all he needed. From the 13, another handoff to Hawkins. Hawkins, this time Fraser comes up. Wasn't going to let himself get held up by the offensive line as Hawkins gets thumped down in the backfield. 279 yards for Deion Hawkins. Easily going to be the player of the game unless Carolina pulls off a miracle comeback here. Once again, King will pass over to the left-hand side. This time it's caught by Zellie for a touchdown. And that should just about put it out of reach for Carolina. Not enough time to mount this big of a comeback. King spreading it around to pretty much everybody, but Zellie making that nifty one-handed grab. He'll be on SportsCenter at the end of the night. Chicago going to hang up 52 on Carolina here as the extra point is up and good. Their largest lead of the ball game, 28-point lead. Strike is getting his legs worked on these kickoff returns. Still not able to break one loose as he brings it out to the 29-yard line. Biddix coming out for another possession with the Skyhawks. From the 29-yard line, a handoff to English, who has some room up the middle, 8 yards. Stop made on the play by A.J. Barnes.
Let's go.
2nd and 2 here for the Skyhawks. Taking their time getting up to the line of scrimmage. English finally able to break a tackle. He's going to get first down yardage out to the 41-yard line. Carolina hoping to get something strung together here as we get a look at Harrelson. Harrelson with a nifty game, 8 catches, 110 yards to his credit. 1st and 10 from the 41 with an I formation for Biddix. Short drop, has a man over to the right-hand side. He's going to stay inbounds for the catch, not much more than that. That's strike. Gain of 5 yards out to the 46. Once again, if you're just joining us, missing an epic announcement by our Commissioner Cameron Irvine, former running back Ryan Moats joining in a partnership with the Simulation Football League for future endeavors and projects as English gets out to the 48 of Chicago for a first down. Carolina slowly chipping away. I know I'm super excited. I know SFL Nation has got to be excited. There is nothing but good things that can come from this. Biddix will pass again over to the left-hand side, short of the first down, 6 yards. Kanye Rockefeller on the stop, along with Hendershot. Really strong showing tonight, guys. Way to show your SFL pride, your pride for your team. And once again, thank you for hitting that like button. 53 likes tonight, still 51 watching. That's a great number. As Biddix throws it to the middle of the field, that's going to be a catch for a first down again. That's McDaniel Jr. that gets another catch for him. Clock still ticking down. Another handoff to English. English able to slip out of a tackler. Finally showing a little bit of life. But it could be due to Chicago slowing up a little bit, knowing they have this comfortable lead. So as it stands right now, Carolina will still be searching for its first victory on the season. As English gets a swing pass, stays in bounds for the first down. Out to the 22-yard line of Chicago. Chicago will move to 3-2. They will be behind Baltimore for the tiebreaker, so they will remain in 5th place in the Eastern Conference. A 3-way tie at the top between the Swarm, the Pride of Tallahassee, and the champion Queen City Corsairs. Biddix able to get another first down. Heath McDaniel Jr. out to the 11. 1st and 10 Carolina. Spurgeon has been all over the place today as he makes yet another stop. Once again, another former Carolina Skyhawk making plays tonight. Carolina eating up a lot of clock as they're dinking and dunking their way into the end zone, hopefully. Not this time, though, as English gets buried in the backfield. 41 yards on 20 carries. I'm no mathematician, but that's not a great average. Johnny English still trying to get something going as we're 5 weeks into the season, still not able to get his feet under him. And you have to wonder what's going on with Johnny English as another handoff goes up the middle to the fullback out to the 13-yard line. Espen Royale in there on the stop. 3rd down and 12 for Carolina. Clock ticking inside of 5 minutes left in the ball game. Carolina's got to make their move here in a hurry. 4 wide receivers for Biddix. Biddix short, and it's incomplete. Looking for strike, but that'll be 4th down. And I'm pretty sure Carolina will just take the points on the board at this point. And actually, it looks like they're being a little gutsy here. Carolina going to trot out to go for it on 4th and 12. Got to get past the 1-yard line. Pass towards the end zone. Batted down, incomplete, and it'll be a turnover on downs. Chicago will likely do their best to chew out the clock as Maurice Spurgeon once again knocking down the ball, preventing the pass from getting into the end zone for Heath McDaniel Jr. So Chicago will take over from the 13. E.T. King and company still out on the field for the last 4.5 minutes of the ball game. 2 backs behind him, including Hawkins. Hand off to Dion. Dion up the middle. Gets a couple yards out to the 14. As we get a look at the running backs' numbers today. 2 touchdowns for Johnny English, but 3 for Dion Hawkins and over 280 yards of rushing. Just an unbelievable game by the former Houston Hyena. 2nd and 8 as the play clock ticks down. Game clock ticks down with it. Handoff to Dion once again. He gets bottled up at the line of scrimmage. He'll go nowhere. No gain on the play brings up a 3rd and 8. Great question by Maurice Spurgeon. Let's see if he can break 300. I'm not sure what the record for most yards is in a game as far as rushing goes, but I'd say that has to be pretty close. 3rd down and 8 for E.T. King under center. Lets that play clock trickle down. Dion Hawkins gets 1 more yard before he's stopped by Carolina. Shepard in there doing the dirty work, but that'll bring up a 4th down for for Chicago. Not sure where Tallahassee came from. And Maurice Spurgeon being the stat king tonight. Apparently 424 yards by Darnell Black was the SFL record in Season 6. Carolina able to bring it out to the 49-yard line. Decent field position for the Skyhawks. But it'll be all for naught, as this was all Chicago right from the start. Carolina trying to put up a fight in the third quarter, but their comeback efforts just fizzled out. And Carolina will just try and keep this respectable here, as Biddix comes to the shotgun formation, empty set with 4 wide receivers. Low snap, Biddix grabs it over the middle of the field. That's caught for a first down. Spurgeon tackles him. Heath McDaniel Jr. with another catch. Clock continuing to wind down. Biddix going to pass again. Another pass over the middle. Finds the hole in the zone for another first down. Tackle made by A.J. Barnes. One more play before the 2-minute warning for Carolina. That's short of the first down. Can't hang on. Strike was looking to make the catch. And I lied. There will be one more play before the 2-minute warning. Second and 10 from the Chicago 17. Carolina looking to keep putting points on the board. Biddix in the gun once again. They'll stay in the same formation. Pass was a little bit too far towards the sideline, incomplete. And we will get yet another play before the 2-minute warning. Third down and 10 for the Skyhawks. Not much that they can do at this point. Playing for pride. As Biddix passes once again. That's going to be short of the first down. And he'll step out of bounds. And that'll finally bring us to the 2-minute warning. 4th and 6 upcoming for Carolina. They will likely go for it again. Just trying to put as many points on the scoreboard as they can. Biddix to pass again over the right-hand side. Has a first down and more. Strike is into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Mark Strike has made several different plays in this ball game, along with returning kicks and punts all day long. He's able to sneak into the end zone for a garbage time touchdown. But 6 is 6 regardless.
Number 4 is back for the point after. Number 14 on the hold.
Carolina lining up for the extra point. Up and good. Makes it a 21-point ball game. But a little too late for the Skyhawks of Carolina. Still searching for their first win on the season as they line up for the onside kick. Kick is away, and it looks like Tallahassee fielded it, and that should do it. We pretty much knew it was going to be done, well, about 5 minutes ago, 5 game minutes ago anyhow. Carolina, the feisty team, sticking around, trying to put up points on the board. Could not quite make it happen as E.T. King hands it off to Deion Hawkins. He makes it out to the 34. Carolina's going to burn their timeouts. First one away. So we get a look at Hawkins, who stands on the sideline. Might be time for the backups to get a little bit of playing time under their belts. 2nd and 4 for Chicago. Handoff met in the backfield, loss of a yard. Carolina burns another timeout. Second team offense on the field for the Wildcats, as they know that they have this win in the bag. While we have some time, I'd like to thank the production crew here in Chicago, Illinois. Everyone here for the SFL, thank you for watching. And out in SFL headquarters in the heart of Texas, thank you for everyone who showed out tonight as Carolina burns their last time out. No other way to stop the clock, as Chicago will punt the ball away once again. What an exciting night that draws to a close, but many more endeavors on the horizon after Commissioner Cameron Irvine's big announcement at halftime. Good hang time on the punt for Chicago. That'll bounce near the sideline and out of bounds at the 5. Great punt by the Wildcats as they pin Carolina deep. Beautiful shot of the Chicago skyline in the background there, as you see that punt just land and bounce out of bounds.
1st and 10 from the Hawks, 6 yards.
20 carries, 41 yards for the great Johnny English. Not very effective tonight, as Biddix tries to feed him yet another screen pass, and again, it doesn't work. Incomplete pass, 2nd and 10 for Carolina.
Second and 10 from the Hawks, 6 yards.
Just inside a minute 30 left to go in the ball game. Chicago with a 21-point lead. Hand off to Johnny English. Sidesteps, hurdles over a defender, has some room over on the right-hand side, gets away from some defenders, out to the 30-yard line. A big 25-yard run for Johnny English, as the veteran running back is trying to pad his stats a little bit and make things a little respectable. He steps out of bounds, and that stops the clock with a minute 23 left to go.
1st and 10 from
Gives Carolina time to huddle up. Biddix with 280 yards and a touchdown to his credit this evening. Handoff once again to English. English is going to get to the 28-yard line, lose 2 yards. Carolina will play hurry up. And if you missed the press release, the big announcement at halftime from Commissioner Cameron Irvine, the press release is now up on the website, simulationfootball.net. Head over there for all of your SFL needs. Tinker with the site, play around with it, check out our teams, our staff, our players. It could be you. Sign up for our free Discord community. Ask questions, talk with the owners, talk with the players. It really is a ton of fun. And Johnny English gets thumped down in the backfield once again. Another turnover on downs. Chicago will get the ball back, and they'll just kill the clock. Victory formation for the black and orange, as the Wildcats win a shootout here in Chicago at the Thunderdome. Carolina did their absolute best to try and come back in the third quarter, but it was just not meant to be on this memorable SFL evening. As we get a look at the Chicago sky, that deep blue, some cloud cover up ahead, the ball game is over. Chicago comes away with a 21-point victory. They will remain 5th in the East, but Chicago will be above 500. Carolina still searching for their first win on the SFL season. As we get a look at the stats and highlights from today's ball game. Great game by everyone involved, really. E.T. King falling apart, it seems, in the third quarter, able to rally back. No sacks, surprisingly, on the evening. I'm a little surprised by that. E.T. King with 249 yards and 4 touchdowns, also 4 picks. He will be just shy of becoming the 20th quarterback to ever throw for 6,000 yards. So he will have to wait until next week, where he will almost certainly pass that milestone. But either way, a victory is a victory. This was all Chicago from the start. Wildcats getting a much-needed victory. Carolina still looking for their first. Once again, my name is Eric Vinson. From all the SFL production crew here in Chicago, Illinois, thank you and good night.